The first education policy was framed in the 1968 under the Prime Ministership of Indira Gandhi. She framed the commission under the head of Kothari, and he framed the first educational policy and proposed equal educational opportunities. That is the first and major agenda of that policy. The later one comes in the year 1986, and that is head under the Rajiv Gandhi, at that time the Prime Minister, and he framed the same with some model changes and give more importance for the removal of despoties. Operation Blackboard was the slogan at that time. The 1986 policy was somewhat changed or altered in the year 1992 by Narasimha Rao, and he framed the committee under the head of Acharya Ramamurthy. And the major concept behind that is innovation and research. Likewise, the education policies of India was framed so. And now we are going to see the new education policy 2020. It was framed under the committee Kasturi Rangan, that was under the leadership of Narendra Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister, and he drafted national education policy and given by 4 parts. That is, first one is school education, then higher education, and the technological intervention, and final how we are going to implement it. And in this video we are going to see about the school education. So current school structure is 10 plus 2. As you all know, it starts from first standard and end at the 12th standard. And the LKG, UKG, this kindergarten procedure is only happened in the in the private schools and the hi-fi schools that are already existing in the market, but not practiced in the government schools. And one more major thing is there are 2 public exams, and 75% is important for the practical, only 25% are important given to the 75% is important for theoretical and only 25% is important for the practicals. So this is the structure 10 plus 2, and the proposed school structure is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So 5 is nothing but the foundational stage, and the next one is the preparatory stage, then middle and secondary. So the 5 will comes under the KGs and the first standard and second standard. And so later on there are 4 sections of exams they are dealing with. We will see it later. So in the early childhood care education, the preparatory class, so they are more concentrated on the KGs. According to research, they are depicting that the growth of the children's brain it's reached the maximum before the age of 6. So we are really supporting or promoting this from the age of 3 to 5. If they are concentrate on the kindergarten procedure, that will be also in the government school, that will be fine, and we are accepting that change. And the next one is over 70% of the children in the class 3 do not have basic reading and arithmetic skill. That was proposed by the census that have been or survey taken by the MHRD. So they want to certain that the literacy and numeracy were confident enough in the students during that age. Next one is the PTR. PTR is nothing but pupils to teacher ratio. The committee is proposing 25:1, but the existing one by the 2011 census is 43:1 for primary. And the new one thing they are proposing is nutrition health card. As we know the progress report card, here we are proposing a nutrition health card. The nutrition and the hygiene inclusive of the health condition of the student is also major. So they are giving the health card for the students. The next concept of learning is experimental learning. Until today we people are concentrated only on the theoretical point of view, and here we are giving an experimental concept. What they are proposing here is a holistic development of the student. The student should not be care enough or particular about a particular thing. Here they are concentrated on the holistic development. That includes art or culture, sports, and other extracurricular activities. And vocational training includes gardening, farming, carpentering, and all those things should be included for the holistic development of the student. It's really an appreciable one, and they are going to more concentrate on the logical and critical thinking. So a student should not be fear of the situation, whether it is a critical situation or an unavoidable situation. He must be ready to face that particular thing. So coming to the analysis side, the positive side I am speaking first. So first thing they are proposing is mother tongue. So during the first 5 years, the student who studied in the mother tongue, they are able to understand more and they are able to produce the concept with better understanding. This is the Oxford University of United Kingdom, they proposed the same. So we are really appreciating that, and they are including a classical language, that is including Tamil. What I am expressing here is Tamil, my mother tongue is Tamil, and so they are including 7 languages in India, and they are giving importance for the classical language. So each and every student who are interested to study any of the classical language in India, all over India, can study anywhere in the school. Next, we are giving importance multilingual. What I proposed here is Southeast Asian language, English, including Japanese, Chinese, and so many languages. Whatever they are made, they can study. So these, and coming to the next one is the vocational education. So vocational education is after the completion of 5th years in the 5th standard, the 6th, 7th, and 8th, they are going to know the basic thing, because nowadays as an engineer he completed 4 years of course, even don't know the basic things. If you want to do some electrical or plumbing work, he need of some other person. So that can be rectified. That is the one thing they are coming for the experimental learning. Then the appreciable one is assessment card. Assessment card not purely on academic. It includes academic, practical and extracurricular. So it's really a positive side. Next one is coding from 6th standard. That is, the programming is introduced in the 6th standard itself, because China produce an enormous amount of impact in the student fraternity, that they are able to create an impact in the intelligent quotient level. Next is gender inclusive. Gender inclusive, they are not only bothered about men or women, and third gender, transgender also included. Then the proposed one is at least 6% of GDP for education. That is an opportunity. Usually 1% of GDP itself is really tough. According to the committee norms, they are proposing 6% of GDP for education until the year 2030, so that only we are able to sustain a certain level of growth. Then hereafter there will be no NCRT, a state school regulatory authority, SSRA, will be taking care of all the procedures for implementing, licensing and regulation of all the school norms. Whatever may be the proposal methods in one side and the students in the other side, the bridge is nothing but the teachers. So the teachers are the bridge force here. So the continuous professional development, I mentioned here, likewise the faculty development for the technical or professional teachers. Here a continuous professional development for every 6 months for teachers are proposed over here. It should be regulated and it should be monitored regularly. So should clear TET exam, teachers eligibility test exam, and a compulsory BEd. So earlier there are some teacher training institutes. They are giving some 6 months, 1 year training. After that they are going to go for teaching. Not like that. Hereafter there will be only Bachelor of Education. They are once again proposing 2 years. If you want need, you can propose it for 4 years also. So compulsory bachelor. These all are the positive things. Then comes on the queries. 3 language system. I really appreciating that if anyone is ready to learn any amount of languages, that is not a problem. But they are very specific about 3 language system. And I am sure that some of the states, including Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, and these states are not accepting that, and they are giving stress for these only 2 languages. If I am correct or not, I am sure about that. Next comes that they are mentioning Sanskrit more stressed. That is once again a question mark is there. I will come to the last one. This is language politics in education, whether it is included. If so, language politics is included in education means it will totally collapse, because each and every uniqueness of the language should be propagated by their own children. That is, own children means the own motherland of the children. So if so happened means that will be a diverged phenomena for the student side. And the next comes with, after 8th standard you can choose your own group, a technical group, a vocational, whatever may be, they can choose a group. Here also there is one such a kind of an advisable one. But my question is, after the completion of 12th standard at the age of 18 itself, so many students are not ready to choose their group, or so many students are not ready to accept what they are going to do after that. So how they are able to mentor, or they are able to feed what are the positive side, or how they are going to analyze that and how they are fixed that. That is the first question mark. Second one is, they are saying that compulsory exam. According to the Right to Education Act, after the age of 14, there will be compulsory education for each and every people. And they are saying that compulsory exam at the 5th standard, 8th standard. So if they are not clear, there will be question mark. So these are the two question mark or queryable one that comes under in this different criteria. What I am trying to say is, if that particular person is not interested to choose some group and he is not fit for the next level in the not clearing the exam, then that will be demotivate him and he will quit the studies and he will move on to some other way. That will reverse back of our education system as something as existed some 40 or 50 years back. So that is really a black mark for our education system. It might be. Then the infrastructure. Next question is, if some students studying in metropolitan city like Chennai or Mumbai or some other, there might be also government schools with some facility of best infrastructure. Government schools will be there, and some other people will be studying some interior parts of some state or Tamil Nadu or Karnataka, whatever may be. Whether these two students can be equated in the same balance, that is the question. Because after completion of this school, they are moving to what in the sense is moving to higher education, and at each and every branch, including professional, non-professional, science, arts and branch, they are having some entrance exam. So there is also one question mark: can we evaluate both the students in the same balance? So these all the things are answered in a good way, then only we are able to get the sustainable development goals. There is equitable in quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. So that is the sustainable development goals proposed by United Nations, and that is the only thing, whether these particular thing, all the things are normalized or framed in a better way to get into a sustainable developed education system in India.